Welcome everybody to another episode of Non-Fungible News. My name is Tricky Boom, and today we have VeCorgi. You've seen his profile pictures all over the Twitter lately. You know, he's growing, he's getting his name out there. Before we start, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like, hitting the subscribe button. So on this channel, we try to bring you the greatest news. We like to get the big names in the NFT space on VeChain, and we also like to get personal with the little people, with the VeCorgi. You know, you've got a small collection, so if you like it, if you enjoy what we're doing, please hit those buttons and stay tuned for more and more. But today is going to be an awesome interview. So without any further ado, VeCorgi, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Doing fine here with our two corgis. This is Nox, the first corgi I adopted from the shelter, and because of him, we all started this.
All right on. So your corgis, well, there's another one down there. Those are
yes, she's sleeping.
Those are the inspirations, right?
Yes, they helped me through a lot of difficult times, and yeah, they are simply the best, and they inspired me to capture them on the blockchain.
Well, that's awesome. So, with your project going on, you know, I got a message from you, and it was actually last month. It went into my other folder, so I didn't see it until very recently, about a week ago, and I think I messaged you back, and then I looked at your profile and saw that it says you have autism and you're doing the NFTs and stuff, and that really clicked with me because I have a almost 14-year-old son with autism, and he's pretty nonverbal, pretty severe autism, and you know, so seeing somebody in the space that I have passion for, the crypto world, the NFTs and everything, seeing that you have that on your profile out there in the public for the world to see, and you're doing what you do, really piqued my interest. So, you know, first thing I want to know, how has having autism impacted your life? I mean, before all this blockchain technology came in and everything, what is your road to, you said you're almost 30?
Yes.
Well, what has your road to 30 years old been like with the struggles of autism?
Yes, like you said, autism as a child is that's really hell. So my parents were thinking I was really out of control, and I didn't do what they think I should be doing, and it was like, you don't understand yourself. You want to do what's right, but it keeps coming out like that, like you want it and not like how society wants it, and you always think that you are in the wrong. But so my parents were they were bakers. They made bread, and they were always busy working, so I was most of the time alone. And the problem of that is I didn't really could see what my childhood would be like when I had proper help from my parents from that. And so yeah, that was quite a bad childhood to get it. I had a lot of problems on school. They were always thinking I was a problem child. I came behind in the lessons. So like calculation went fast, but then my languages came behind. So I had tutoring for languages, but suddenly I got then interest in languages. So my languages improved. And then I started to notice that I can use some part of myself to really get my focus on. So But the problem was I always got too focused on the wrong things. So like if only like here now in house 2, we have not a lot standing, just some furniture, but nothing too much on the closets or so, because that's just that can't go in my head. I get an overload. I get too much. My sensitivity goes up, and then I can have very severe headaches. And really, like from your son, it's just you feel like everything is coming on you. You get a panic attack, and then it's done for the day. So as a child, you don't really understand it, and now when you're an adult, you're starting to know from okay, you get the hang of it. You know what your strong points are. So I know like I'm a very good scheduler. I can manage a schedule like nobody else could. So I started working for myself, on myself. So I searched a job for schedulement, and that's how I got into a BMW. And there I schedule all the cars and schedule the appointments from the customers, and that's just a job that fits right up in my alley. And also like earlier today, I had a personal coach visiting the concession to just ask how we are doing, if everything is all right. You get a private chat with the coach to see if everything improves. And that's a big advantage if you know, okay, you have autism, then just don't hesitate to use it. It has a lot of disadvantages, but a lot of advantages too. I have now a nice job, and at home, we manage. Obviously, every week I have a slight panic attack for the minimum, and then from month to month it's a bigger one, or a very severe headache that I need to come home from work. But also work understands. They know I work very good. I work like 200% of somebody else on my job. So it's quite I'm proud of myself for that. And that is what I like. Autism doesn't always have to be bad. Of course, I'm lucky. I tend to speak a lot to people. I like speaking. I try to like speaking. And just if you push yourself a bit, sometimes you push too far, then you got to live with the consequences for that day or a few days. Yeah. But when you get older, you try to see the positive things.
So yeah, that's a lot to unpack. I mean, and I can relate to a lot of that through my son on a lot, so he's, like I said, he's nonverbal, but he can recite a movie. He can watch a movie one time and pretty much recite it word for word without, it's not exactly clear speaking, but he knows what he's saying. And so he's got a memory like a steel trap. Unfortunately, the autism, it's a lot of like language barrier and just not being able to get stuff out. So people don't know what, a person with autism may be capable of without, being around them and trying to understand. So what would you say is the single biggest obstacle that you have overcome? Something that was difficult. You're talking about troubles in school and everything, and you took a shine into languages and stuff. But what is the single biggest thing that was an obstacle that you have conquered and now you're just on top of the world with?
That's just everybody who has a first thought about autism. They always see one point of view from autism, like somebody who is totally not social and like is not talkative, very, very on their own. But that's not always the case. It's not because like when I go out with friends, I don't like going out, but I do. But I tend not to speak too much. but that doesn't mean I don't like their presence around me. It's not because you don't talk and you don't engage a conversation or stay in conversation that you don't want the feedback from somebody else. I still like a lot of feedback, and that's really an issue. Many people think from, okay, he has autism, so we can't do something fun. It's like, yeah, no, I am down to fun. I like last week, I suddenly said, what would you think for tomorrow we do a little trip to walk with the dogs in the snow? So it was like 300 kilometers driving single. So, and that was day from day. So we have our good days to just not schedule everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was really an obstacle because people, they think they know what's exactly going on, but it's very specific to from person to person, and yeah, to show you also have strengths, and it's not an illness. It's just a personality, a different personality, and that's how I see it.
Oh, that's awesome. So it doesn't have to define you, or it doesn't have to be you. It's a a trait that you've learned to live with and harness for the good.
Yes, and just like I say, so I feel it coming when I have like a panic attack. Like I feel it coming, and then okay, yes, it happens, and I think also that from when you say, okay, I know what I have, and if you how do you say it? You accept it. The moment you accept it, it comes a lot easier for yourself and for your environment, and also you just have to deal with it. And that's the most important when you realize from, okay, it's never going back. It can only get worse if you go like in my job. Also, I have behind me there are several racks, and the rack on the right needs to be empty. That's to make the invoices. So I make the invoices too. So it's just now a sport to make it as fast as possible that it's empty. But also I can't leave work now when there's not one when it's not empty. So I better left it like that and didn't look at it. But now, yeah, I have to deal with that too.
So let's switch over to your artistic abilities here. You're clearly a good artist. I mean, that painting in the background of the Corgi, you painted that yourself. That was your first pixelated NFT that you created, and you painted it in real life, yeah?
Yes. So I had Corona, and because of that, I had to stay home in quarantine. And yeah, suddenly to stay home, not be able to walk my dogs daily, whole schedule was completely gone. I needed to do something. So I was already in crypto, only VeChain, always only VeChain. I can't go to another. That's also something weird. I can't buy something else. Then I have a FOMO and I want to buy everything in VeChain. If I buy Bitcoin, it's like 10 minutes later. No, we go to VeChain again. And so I was in VeChain and always on Twitter following the latest VeChain hashtags. So when you do search and hashtag VeChain, you always had the latest. But with an update from Twitter, it wasn't the latest anymore. And that was not right for me. When you go to latest, it's still the same. I hate it. It shows 8 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour, 2 minutes, and it's not the latest. So why do you have a button latest as it's not the latest? So I needed to get that away from me. You have cat?
Yep. Polly.
So it's so yeah, that was wrong for me, but like that I began to notice the NFTs, and the NFTs that were then on were VGhosts, and they were doing giveaways, and I saw it, and I started interacting. And then Virtual Flame responded to me, and we did a chat. And he was the first one to offer me an NFT. And so I collected my first V-Ghost, decided to jump more in the VeChain blockchain, and saw all the awesome NFTs. And I was thinking, why don't I make an NFT that's perfectly symmetric? And then I started with VeCorgi, and so they were fully pixelated. It took some time to find how to make it and what I wanted to make, and then I started to see how far I could go with pushing the symmetry away. So then I started with a wink, like you see, with a tongue out. Then I made the GIF from tongue out, tongue in, just to see what would that do with myself, with my autism. Is it still okay or not? I also, very important, why they look like that. All the art, I love special art, like Jenny Passanen, I love her, but it's very expressive. So there is a lot of going on the painting, and it just doesn't give you rest. And I wanted to create something that's straightforward, that you see, okay, 2 colors, that's it, that's the art. And I can look to the painting or to a digital VeCorgi from the first generation. I can look to it for 10 minutes, a half hour, just seeing perfect symmetry and being happy, and it gives you calm. And that's what I was trying to reach. So something that doesn't need to look like much, but it needs to give you much. And like that, I started with VeCorgi.
So have you always kind of been into art, or is this all new?
Art is all new. So what the problem was, I always tend to destroy my art. So you start with something, you draw, and then you say, no, it's not perfect here, it's not perfect here, it's not perfect here. And then in the end, you have nothing. You deleted it all, you made a complete mess about it. Hours has passed that you just drew nothing, because every time there was a little piece there that wasn't good, or something little there, and you just can't put yourself over that. And that's so hard to make. And that's why I think there are not so much artists who have autism. Just if you have one error and you can't get it right, it's just that's asking for troubles.
Well, so you're clearly coming along. Your mind is calming with your artwork, because I mean, you got a picture in the background that is not symmetrical. He's got the wink, and so you're okay with that. And so is this kind of helping calm your perfectionism, or your need for symmetry? Is this new world that you're in, the NFTs, is it helping you to calm and just keep your mind more at ease?
Yeah, that's the crazy part of it. So you start gradually, and then you try to find a new border, so you new limit, and you proceed and proceed. Like now, if I see the painting, I think from, yes, I like it. And it's something that you it's weird, but you are proud of it, that you don't have an issue anymore with it. And like that, it's not during autism, but you can say, I have a new limit reached today. And like the latest VeCorgi, like you have now from your profile picture. So to put the newspaper in a slight angle, I'm really that, no, it would be better straight, the alignment with the pause. And no, and that's so the little things that you just it makes me smile. That I just like that it's I'm able to make a change for myself with NFTs, with art that I'm now happy with what I create.
So was it hard for you initially to I mean, you'd have to get your work perfectly symmetrical in the first collection. Was it hard for you to put that stuff out there for people to look at and buy? And then, with the potential for, a whole world of criticism or whatever can come along with it. I mean, what was that like for you for the first time putting that out there?
It was, and the first time I wasn't really thinking about it. I forgot a bit that several people would see it, but it started off real great. I didn't mention autism in the beginning. I don't know why, but I got to talk with Lucio. I got to talk with several big heads from the VeChain community, and I still remember I had one. Criticism on one post, and it felt so bad. I deleted the post right away. I deleted the Corgi on the VeChain on World of V. It's that's something I really can't handle yet. Negativism on the VeCorgis. That's something a bridge too far.
Well, the good news is, for the most part, the community that we're both involved in is helpful and open and accepting and just builds one another up and doesn't really, I don't really see anybody taking shots at each other on, the community that we're involved in. So that's really awesome. I feel for everybody that's trying to get a start,
Yeah, it's really scary to start on it, but on VeChain, it's just you have a great community to assist you on your path.
So what's coming down the line for you? What's next for the VeCorgis? Is there going to be a second, third, fourth generation? Are you going to switch to some other form of art, or you just going to expand on your VeCorgis?
Well, now I'm doubting for making own VeCorgis. I'm thinking to go full custom. I have now 2 orders I need to make. I want to make this evening. Hopefully also as a PFP. But I really like that the people ask what they want. And just for the same price, I don't mind if there are 20 accessories or 1 accessory or like now the chromatic. I don't mind. I just want to. I like it to just for myself because I like to be working on the VeCorgis. But I think 100 will be the maximum. So no, we are at 50. No, in the 60s. So a small 40 we still will make, and then I think we stop creating from the 100. And also we have an auction we are going to put out there for the dog shelter from where Nox came from. I have a collaboration with Belzekush. He made an AI VeCorgi, and we want to auction it with 100% profits to the dog shelter.
Oh,
so
cool.
Yeah, 100%. That I'm really excited about. I really want to just give back to everyone. Like the dogs, they don't have a voice. They help me every day. They sleep with me in bed. They know when something is going on. They stay with me. When I go lay down in the sofa, they come on top of you just to calm you, to help you. And I think if I have such a sweet Corgi, he was laying here now, sleeping again. How he comes from the shelter, he was 6 months old when I adopted him. So he was 3 months old, 3 months and 1 week when he put in the shelter. So he really didn't know anything else from birth to the shelter. And he is just, from the 2 of them, he is the sweetest. So I really don't get it. And I just went to the dogs who live there, who need to stay a bit longer, that they have a good life there.
So when's your auction going to be?
That depends on a bit on World of V. So I'm in contact with Bertram. He will give a date, so it's already approved because I'm not yet a verified artist on the World of V. He approved that we can use the auction house, but still there needs to come a date and hour. But I think that's quite busy now with all the drops that are coming now in the auction house. So we wait patiently. We let the Vefam, VeCorgi grow the community, and then we get a lot of new bits.
Yeah, well, that'll give plenty of time to keep on pushing and get as many people as we can into to get in on that auction, going to a good cause, several good causes, really. I mean, you know, you said it pretty good. Those dogs are very helpful for you, and they're helpful for anybody. I mean, dogs, man's best friends. You know, for me, it's a cat, right? But and dogs can they can be so beneficial to anybody with anything going on. I mean, there's, you know, dogs help people with everything every day. They save lives and everything else. So that's going to be an awesome cause. I know that I'll put a couple of bids in it. I'll sit there and bid it up, and maybe I'll get it, and maybe, you know, maybe I'll be a part of that, maybe not, but I will certainly try to push that, and we'll get as many people in there as we can. What advice would you have for anybody, you know, I guess any age, but maybe more so adolescent, teenager, early 20s, for trying to navigate their way through life, who has autism, that has struggles to overcome and isn't just finding their place yet? What kind of advice would you have for somebody in that situation?
I think the most important for everyone that has autism is just accept it. The moment you accept it, then it starts to change. Then you can start profit of it, and just try to live with it. And you know you have your bad times, but eventually, who doesn't? I think everybody suffers sometimes from a depression. Everybody has problems. And if you're not good with language, you are good with computers, like it's the future. I know a lot of people who are also autist, but they are very good in programming. So they make websites, they make apps for cell phones, and they really also exploit the autism. So it's really it has a lot of negative, but it has also plenty of positive. And just accept it, and then you can start changing.
Right on. So what advice then would you have for parents, siblings, loved ones, anybody who has a person in their life with autism, trying to understand and relate to that person? What advice would you have?
The most important thing I learned is don't always settle. It's hard for us to understand, but sometimes we really want to understand, even if it's like it was already a bit ago, but my lover asked to go out on an evening, and it really didn't fit my head, and I really was sad about it. It didn't work out. I got a panic attack. I got a severe migraine, so we couldn't go. But I also felt sad about it. And sometimes I notice people who are getting mad. Yeah, it's again. It never works for you, or just try try not to be angry about it to somebody, but also don't always say don't always ask. Don't say he won't do it. Also, always ask. Perhaps this time he will. We always try to expand and our boundaries to try new things, but it's just for us much harder than somebody else.
Yeah, that's now that you mentioned that. So last Saturday night we got roller skating rink here in town, and my older boy who has autism, he's never been roller skating before, and has never mentioned it by, the way he would mention it is, point at somebody roller skating or use the computer to show us or whatever. Well, my younger son, who's 6, he went to a roller skating party last summer, and he was all about the roller skating. And so he wanted to go, and we're like, I don't know if my older son will try it, but we got him the skates and everything. And man, he was slipping and sliding everywhere, but he wanted to go out on the rink or, on the floor. And we went around a couple times, and he was pretty happy to do it. We were impressed. We were surprised. We were impressed, but we didn't say, no, Brenton's not going to want to do it. We put the skates on his feet, and he went out there, and it was awesome. I mean, totally just blew us away.
Yeah, that's a win. That's the that's the nicest you can have. I can't imagine to see your son then just enjoying himself. It's hard for him too, and he just wants to enjoy with his parents, I think, and with his family. And he will always try to make a difference and to enjoy himself, and you too.
Yeah,
like hearing that.
Yeah, it was really cool, and it just, it's so often that we're surprised and blown away, and we're always learning from him, just even like real big time life lessons. We're learning patience, we're learning understanding, more compassion, and I mean, just so much. It's amazing, and it's hard to try to put yourself in his head and see what's going on.
Yeah, sometimes quite a lot, I think.
Yeah.
That's really, that's something he will learn eventually to try shutting things off. Like I also do, I don't know how you say it. Like, this is the example.
Oh, meditate.
Meditate, yes. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, okay. So I meditate, focus on breathing, and sometimes it doesn't work, but if from time to time, if it works, then you can just say, we had a win again, and you can move on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, awesome. We're just about out of time here. But I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing with the world about yourself. Any last words for the people?
Or get a real corgi, like this one, voila. Or get a VeCorgi.
Well, a lot of us might just start with a VeCorgi, but hey, might turn into a real corgi. That's Knox, right?
That's Knox, yes. That's the shelter dog. So he likes cucumber too. Voila.
Awesome. Well,
and it is Stella.
Stella,
yes.
And she likes cucumbers too.
Yeah, she likes everything. she really literally eats everything, like salads and cucumbers and everything.
Well, her man's best friend.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you for having me.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you for coming on. We will have to do it again sometime.
Yes.
All right. See ya.
See you. Bye.